Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and a warm welcome if you're new, honey. So today we are going to get into some crazy news because apparently in Dallas, Texas, there was a shooting outside of an ICE facility this morning. And we do have a little bit of information on it, as well as some information about the background of this shooter. So if you're ready to get into this story, just stay tuned. At around 6:40 this morning, shots rang out at the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Field Office in Dallas, and authorities are saying that a gunman opened fire from across the street, firing towards the building and into the Sally Port. That's the secure transfer area where the ICE vans move the detainees in and out. And in that Sally Port, there was a van, and in that van, there was a bunch of detainees. And unfortunately, 3 of those detainees got hit, and 2 of them have now passed away, and 1 of them is currently in critical condition. According to reports, no ICE agents or law enforcement officers were injured during the attack. Okay, now let's get into the shooter because this one is interesting. So he has now been identified as a 29-year-old by the name of Joshua Jahn, and he had connections to both North Texas and Oklahoma. Authorities have said that he turned the gun on himself and died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound before officers could arrest him. I don't know what it is with this ongoing trend of like doing some crazy and messed up and effed up shit, and then you turn around and put the gun, you take yourself out. Basically, you just take the easy way out, in my personal opinion. You don't want to be responsible for your actions, and you know what you did was messed up. And it's like, no, own up to your shit. Go ahead. Like, if you gonna do the crime, go ahead and do the time, baby, because you need to sit there and think about what you've done. And the crazy part is investigators found unspent shell casings near his body, and this is the crazy part. One of those casings had the words anti-ICE written on it. But this is the gag. You didn't hit no ICE agents. You didn't hit any ICE agents. You didn't hit any law enforcement. Not that I'm condoning that, but apparently that was your goal, was to be against ICE. And instead you ended up shooting the detainees. You freaking idiot. Like, you're so anti-ICE, you're shooting the people that ICE is detaining instead of the people that you're actually going for. You are just dumb. But anyway, I digress. So I did see online that a couple people who were passing by on the highway when all of this was happening decided to record a video, and it was posted on Dallas, Texas TV. So let's take a look at it. See, I could not imagine seeing this on the side of the road when I'm on the way to work. I would be like, what on earth is going on? Because there is a little bit of everybody up there. There's the ambulance, there's police officers, like there's everyone. It even looked like there was FBI up there too. Child, like, who knows? But it's just a really unfortunate situation overall. And not to mention, local and national political leaders decided to speak out about this situation and condemn the violence that's been happening lately, specifically the political violence that's been happening. And you guys already know, within this past few weeks has been a mess. Really, I would say most of this year has been just kind of crazy in regards to political violence. So they decided to speak up about that. But also, there was a woman specifically, I think her name is Secretary Kristi Noem. And Miss Secretary Kristi Noem, if you guys don't know, as of this year, she is the 8th Secretary for Homeland Security. And she says, there was a shooting this morning at the Dallas ICE government field office. Details are still emerging, but we can confirm there were multiple injuries and fatalities. The shooter is deceased by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. While we don't know the motive just yet, we know that our ICE law enforcement is facing unprecedented violence against them. It must stop. Please pray for the victims and their families. An ICE spokesperson talked to a news station called KXAS, and this is what they had to say.
At approximately 6:40 a.m., we received a assist the officer call. We responded to the call, got to the scene, and we later learned that we had 4 individuals that were shot, 2 of them deceased, including the shooter. The DPD was able to locate the shooter, who was deceased.
I can confirm at this time that the FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence. It is unfortunately just the most recent example we've seen of targeted violence, to include here in North Texas, where back on July 4th, we saw a coordinated attack carried out against an immigration detention center in Alvarado, Texas. What I can also share with you is that early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
This needs to stop. Violence is wrong. Politically motivated violence is wrong. It was 2 weeks ago today that we saw a political assassination in Utah that tore the heart out of much of this country. This is the third shooting in Texas directed at ICE or CBP. This must stop. To every politician who is using rhetoric demonizing ICE and demonizing CBP, stop. To every politician demanding that ICE agents be doxxed and calling for people to go after their families, stop. This has very real consequences. Look, in America, we disagree. That's fine. That's the democratic process. But your political opponents are not Nazis. Violence has no place. It is wrong. And we should come together. If we want to have a debate about immigration policies, we can do so in the halls of Congress without demonizing each other.
So as you guys can see, this whole situation has a lot of people up in arms, and we're going to do a quick recap. I want to start doing these at the end of my video. So to recap, 3 detainees were shot, 2 tragically lost their lives, and 1 remains in critical condition. The gunman was identified as Joshua Jahn. He is currently deceased from a self-inflicted wound. As of now, the FBI is investigating as this is a case of targeted violence against ICE. So I'm pretty sure they're going to go through all of his belongings and, his phone records and messages to see if there's any other connections or anyone who might have been involved or an accomplice to helping him create this plan to, take people's lives. So yeah, guys, that's all I have for you for today. And in the meantime, I want you to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. That way you're notified every time I post. And in the meantime, guys, please be careful out here. You never know what's going to happen. I recommend, if you can, keep that thing on you, baby. You might just want to keep that little blicky, icky, sticky on you, okay? Keep it on you like it's glue. Yes, I do have bars, but yes, I have to go. Oh, yeah, that's the code word for today. The code word is bars. Okay, love you. Bye.